Now that we have the list of employees, we need to also build all the dates in the month that the user has selected in the team dashboard. We will be creating the list of dates across. So let me start with the first date of the month. So the user has selected 2018 in January in this case. Then we want to make sure that we show the 1st of January 2018. So the formula to do here, it will be a date function. So the date function will, if we provide the year, month, and day, it will convert that into a date. So the year is pretty straightforward because we are receiving the input from the user as this, and that is I_TD_YR. And then I put a comma, and then the month is January. So unfortunately, Excel would require the month in a number. So we are going to convert this thing into match. Match function will find the row number where it finds the matching value. So we need to find out, for example, the user has selected January. So that is I_TD_MTH. That's the name we have given to that cell. Now we need to go and find this in, where do we go and find it? We go and find in the list of month names that we had created earlier, comma. We're going to do an exact match. Exact match means if it is January, it'll look for exactly January, not JAN or JANUAR. We need an exact match. So let's put exact match, close it. So now this match function will actually result in a number. So let me do F9 to show you the value. It picks 1 because January is the first in the list of month names. So I'm going to do Control Z to undo. And then the day is always the first, is what we're going to display in the first date. So I'm going to put 1, close parenthesis, hit enter. Now we have actually created the first day of any month that the user has selected. So if it's March, it'll show March. Let me change the format again. So Control 1 so that we can look in our familiar format where the months are very clearly labeled instead of number. There you go. Okay, so we have the 1st March 2018, and then if you change this to May, it'll be 1st May. If you type in 2019, it'll be 1st May. So now we have actually created a formula to find out the first day of the month that the user has selected. Now let's move on to the second and all the other dates in the month. We don't want to do separate formula for each day. We can do all of the next 30 days all together in one formula. So the way we're going to do that, since we need to go across 30 columns, I'm going to first select a few columns and then I'll change the column width to be narrow so that we're able to, go across. So we need to go for 30 more. So I know it's 30 because you can see in the name box here, when I do that, it'll show 30 columns, 1 row by 30 columns. So I know this is 30 columns. So I'm going to select them and then do, let's say 3. So now this is where we want to populate our dates. So the formula we're going to write here is if this date plus 1, so that means the previous day plus 1 is less than or equal to end of month. So this is a function which will calculate the last day of the month. If you provide a date, it'll provide the last day of the month, and you can also choose how many months you want to go by. So for example, I'm going to say start from here, and I'm going to lock this because always this is going to be the first day of the month that we are interested in. So I'm going to lock that cell, and then I'm going to put 0. 0 means the current month. So since we are in May right now, the May 2018, so the last day will be May 31st. So if our date is less than or equal to the end of the current month, then just do that. If it is greater than the end of the month, which means we are moving into the next month, then don't display that. So let's try this formula and then we will see how it works. So I'm going to select all of this. I know we cannot see them yet because we have narrowed the column width, but we will soon see it. Now, when we select all these cells, go into the edit mode, press Control Enter. It'll actually apply that formula to all the cells. There you go. Now, let's change the format here because we Control 1 to open format cells. You can also go using the menu here, but I like Control 1. It's pretty quick. And we're going to change the format here to display just the day, because we already know the year and the month we are interested in. So we just need to show the day part here. So I'm going to do DD as my custom format and then press OK. Now, there you go. So now we can actually see the cells clearly, which the day. So now let's see if this works also for February, because February has only 28 days. Wow. Okay, so it works for 28 and then it provides an error. So let's wrap that up with an if error function. So I'm selecting all the cells and then I go to the first cell and then I'm going to do if error, wrap it up with nothing. So if the formula results in an error, don't display anything. Press enter. I should have done Control Enter instead of Enter. So I'm going to do again Control Enter. There you go. So now if it's February, it'll stop. And then if I want to do March, it's 31 days. If I do April, it is 30 days and the 31st day is not shown. So now this is how your, let's do maybe 2020 February to test, because we always want to test for February to make sure that it's correctly capturing. There you go. It's a leap year and we know it's 29 days. The formula is handling that as well. So we are good to go. Now we have calculated automatically all the dates in the month that the user has selected. That's pretty cool. Now we also want to show the day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Whenever I build calendars, I want to make sure that I also display the weekday. So here what we're going to do is to do a simple formula here where we say equals show the same date. So essentially we will want to do all the way for 31 days, same formula. So what we have done is nothing but copied this over in this other one using a formula equals the cell. So it's just like copying, but it's through a formula. So now the reason why we want to do this is Excel doesn't store dates as dates. Excel stores dates as numbers, and then you can decide to display that number in any of the formats. So for example, if you go and see here, it's the same, it's the date February 1st. You can make it look like this. You can make it look like time. You could make it look like a fraction. You can make it look like a number or a currency, because Excel is actually storing the dates as just numbers behind the scenes. So now what we want to do in format is, again, Control 1. We want this to be displaying as DDD. DDD will actually show the weekday. As you can see, this is Thursday for THU. So I'm going to press OK. So now the formula has changed, the display has changed. And what I'm going to do is to reduce the font size. So as you reduce the font size maybe to 7, now you'll be able to see that we have captured the weekday for each of these. So we will do more formatting later in this section, but for now you can see that it's calculating correctly. And if I go zoom in, I can see, for example, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it is correctly showing the dates. And let's pick a month where, well, let's say 31 days. So it goes from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So it is correctly representing the day of that specific date. So now this completes our calendar building. So calendar in the sense that we can now see whatever month the user has selected, we will show the dates, we will show the day, and it'll automatically appear, and it can handle the leap years and the short months and all that.